So how do we create, cultivate, and invite beauty into our lives, especially in this MCO period? I think for a lot of us, in times of crisis, we often turn to external sources to make sense of and get a grip on things. News websites, social media, Netflix, and I think all of that accumulates and really seeps into our psyche. So it's really important for us to be able to consciously be selective of what we choose to consume, from food to what we watch to what we read. It's also crucial that we tap into the health, well-being, and spiritual tools to be able to manage this difficult time. So there are 3 tools that I like to tap into, and the first one is I like to start with gratitude. I'm truly so thankful every day, because I have a roof over my head, I have food on the table, and that I'm able to quarantine together with my family versus being alone. And more importantly, that we are all safe, healthy, and well. I'm also thankful to be able to work, and I feel that it's a privilege to be able to serve through my work. In the bigger scheme of things, if we can do our part via the NCO, there's a lot to be thankful for. So we shouldn't forget to cultivate that gratitude every day. Next thing I like to do is daily exercising. Although I'm not super flexible, I like to do yoga every day just to ground myself. And regardless of who we are, I think we can carve out time and energy for just 20 minutes of moving, stretching, breathing deeply, and just grounding ourselves in our body. It's important to do that so that we're able to come home to ourselves, and beyond living in our minds, we can also house ourselves in our hearts too. And the third thing that I like to do is connecting authentically. And on what feels like 15,000th Zoom call today, it's easy to get lost and overwhelmed, especially if you're an introvert like me. I'm someone who I just prefer to connect with people in person on a one-to-one basis. So I've been quite conscious in choosing how to do that. I connected one-on-one with my friend who's in Los Angeles, just asked how she is. Did an art jam with my close friends on Google Hangout. And then it's just about being able to ask everyone on the call, how are you feeling, actually, in this difficult time, because people tend to forget to do that too. And then when all of these digital calls are done, I connect with my family on a human level. And what that means is if you feel vulnerable and you need help, don't be afraid to be truthful with people, and especially the groups that you trust. No one can go through this alone, and it's vital to be able to reach out and ask for help when you need it. Above all, I think when you're cultivating beauty, we need to take a big step back and take perspective. And taking perspective meaning look beyond your own world. Take someone else's perspective, the frontliners, for example. Take the Earth's perspective in this whole thing. In fact, take perspective as if we were in space, because we are part of something much, much bigger than us, which can seem daunting, but it can help us remember who we are and why we are here. And if, for example, adopting the perspective of this too shall pass, well, this too shall pass. And before you know it, we look back and we are appreciating the small joys that we were able to cultivate out of this interesting and extraordinary time. So with that, we wish all of you well, take good care, and don't forget to cultivate some beauty in your everyday life.
How is everybody? I know this has been a truly trying time for many of us. It's been a tough time on us financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, and I just wanted to share today how I'm trying to cultivate and create beauty within my life during this MCO period. So I think the one thing that has helped me throughout this period is just being present throughout this whole experience and just being thankful for what I do have. And on a large level, I think it's on a large level I have a lot of things to be thankful for. Not because of large things, but more of on a higher level basis. I'm definitely thankful to be living in a country that is doing its most to flatten the curve. and doing what it can to support its people, its organizations. So glad we have a bunch of frontliners out there as well who are ever brave. Thankful to have a roof over my head, and thankful for my wonderful family who's had the pleasure of annoying me and getting my way every single day, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Thankful for the internet, albeit the internet being extremely slow and somewhat non-existent where I live. Thankful technology has helped me stay connected with information and people. On a day-to-day basis, I just find little things to say thanks about and to truly appreciate it. I usually do this in the morning when I get up. I don't know if I've said that already, but so for example, today morning when I got up, I said thank you for the gratitude for 3 things that happened yesterday. So I watched the sunset yesterday with my grandparents, something I wouldn't usually have time for if it weren't for the MCO. So truly thankful for the amazing experience and time. It was a little thing, but I think it was something beautiful for me. I'm thankful an old friend I haven't spoken to in 5 years messaged to ask what I'm doing. So yeah, I just wanted to say I hope this video has reached out to you, and if it did, do share what it is you're doing to create beauty in your life during this MCO.